Hey everyone, it's Tuesday, the 25th of September, and it's a lot later in the day than I normally do the cards, but that's the flow of the day. And so I'm going to take this moment to pull a few cards before I do my yoga practice and go work with some meditation with some folks. Meditation is a great tool, and if you do not have a meditation practice, that's fine. But I encourage anyone who's watching this to start one. And if you're not sure how to start a meditation practice, it's just a matter of setting a timer and being quiet and being willing, even if it's for 5 minutes, start with 5 minutes, because 5 minutes can feel really hard. But if you start, be willing to come back to it. Set a timer for 5 minutes and be willing to commit to those 5 minutes every day, and then move it to longer. And it's not a cut and dried kind of thing. And it's not something you have to be good at. But being willing to start again when you notice your mind has wandered off, and just be calm about bringing your attention back to the present moment, back to the willingness to be there for 5 minutes is a great way to start. Is a great way to start. So at any rate, and it's part of how I, became better at reading the tarot cards, which is something that anyone can do, something that absolutely anyone can do. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards, and the star card has already come out. That's one that already came out, and I'm actually going to angle the card, the camera down so y'all can see this, and not me, because the cards are really what are more important here. So the star card's already come out, which is it's a lot of major arcana have been coming out lately, and I'm pretty excited about that, because that means that a lot of major things are happening this week, major guidance from whatever higher power makes sense to you. And that's what the tarot divines from. It's whatever higher power makes sense to you. So we've got the star cards that's come out, and I invite any other angels and archangels of the purest white light to come in and offer their messages of guidance. We've also got the Death card. So again, another card of major arcana. And we've got these two other ones who have come out, the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands has featured very strongly in the past couple of readings. Six of Pentacles is a card of have and have nots. And then the bottom of the deck is the Two of Swords, which is a path of decision. We've got the Page of Cups that's also come out, the Three of Pentacles. We also got the Nine of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles came up again. So I'm just going to, again, angle these down. I hope that anyone who's watching can see this, and you can certainly watch this on the replay. I guess that doesn't really help. Maybe you guys can see that a little bit better. So the star card is a card of wishes and dreams coming true. It's a kind of mastery that we do see with that Three of Pentacles card. This is also the card of Aquarius. And it's the card of showing up again in your rawest form. I don't know if you can see her very well, and I want to make sure that you do. She is someone she's completely naked. She's showing up in her rawest, most real self, no matter what. And she's completely confident in what she's doing. She's unafraid. She's unabashed. And she's very much in touch with herself and her intuition and her own guidance. And this is something that's coming through really, really clearly. We also have the Death card as the central card of the reading. And the Death card is something about, what masks are we wearing that, what isn't really true for us any longer? What's not true for us any longer? What masks do we wear? There's a clear, there is a skull mask that's featured as the central image in this card for me, and I'm really being drawn to that. And it's the antithesis to someone showing up in their rawest, most original form. I'm also noticing the blue that's very strongly a portion of both of these cards. The star card is the number 17 card, and the death card is the number 13 card. But the death card is also, you know, you think 1 and 3 is makes up the number 13, but that's also the card of stability. So although something needs to die, you know, the ground is where we would generally bury something. And the ground is the strongest thing we can stand upon in order to create a new foundation. So there are messages coming in and help coming in from the universe, so whatever your higher power is. And that's the Eight of Wands coming in. And this is a message about passion, fire. Like, what are you fired up about? What are you really fired up about? Where can you take your real and authentic self to the place where you get into the Six of Pentacles? The Six of Pentacles card is a card of, if you see the hands at the bottom of this card, they're holding their hands out. And there's a gentleman here who's weighing out and deciding, you know, how generous he can be to the hands that are reaching out for assistance. So mastery, showing up in our realist form, letting die what isn't actually us, in order to be in this place where we can give. And this man, there's nothing more that he likes to do than give. He's got a very generous smile on his face. And back to the blue, you know, blue is the color of the throat chakra. And the throat chakra is your voice. And it's as much about, the throat has not only to do with our verbal expression, but it's what we also take in. You know, you take things in through your throat and you also express through your throat. But it's also, the throat chakra is, you know, right here at the mouth, but it's not just about what you can say as it is about as much as what you're listening to. So what are you listening to that allows you to be in this place of generosity? Can you be generous with your hearing and be a steady listener as much as you are someone who verbalizes? The Two of Swords card is at the bottom of the deck. This is a card of decision. And I see, it doesn't look like the moon behind it. I don't know if you see in that card the shape of that planet at the tip of the swords. It's almost maybe that's the planet of Neptune again. And again, a lot of blue in this card. Page of Cups, again, another card of messages. Messages about emotion. A page is someone who's just starting to understand emotion. He understands that he has emotion, that he's receiving messages from his emotions, but he's not exactly sure what to do with it. So he's a page is someone who delivers messages. So we're being delivered messages about where we want to put our generosity, where we want to put our energy. And Pentacles is a card of, the Pentacles suit is actually a card of the material. So this isn't something that's necessarily an etheric kind of, you know, it's not a conceptual kind of thing. It's something that's actually happening on this plane. So you have the Star card, you know, your wishes, your hopes, your dreams. What needs to die in order for us to get to that place? What masks do we actually need to drop so we can show up as our authentic self and get the things that we actually really want? I also do notice that this Six of Pentacles card has a scale. So we do need to approach with balance. The temperance card is kind of, there's a feeling of temperance in the star card, because in the temperance card, the figure is melding fire and water. And this woman is also pouring out water. She's working with water from one jug to another, or she's filling up her jugs and then she's pouring it out, but she's trying to get, just quite the right balance, exactly what she wants in those jugs. And as the pendulum behind her swings one way, it will also swing in the other way. What needs to, girls, sorry, those are my cats. What needs to die? What needs to die in order for us to be in our authentic selves? Take off the mask, just strip it down, get really simplified. And that's one thing I really notice. All of these cards, they're not really, really fancy. I'm noticing all these little sheep in this field. Like, even though all of these wands are shooting over their head, those sheep in the bottom of the card are actually pretty calm. So messages are coming in, but it's not anything that's disrupting this very idyllic scene. So what that tells me is this is a card that's just, this card is showing us that, it may feel like we're undergoing some kind of death, but listen to the messages. Again, listening to the messages. There's that listening aspect instead of speaking so much about what we're going to do and how real we're going to be. Maybe it's just a day, this is an opportunity this evening, this is a later reading, is to just sit and receive. This is also an opportunity to sit and meditate and listen. She's got her eyes closed. She's got her swords pointed down. What can we receive through meditation that will bring balance, that will help us understand what part of ourselves we do actually need to put down in order to be in the abundance and the realness and that raw, wonderful place. I mean, this woman is she has zero concerns. She has zero concerns. And that unconcerned place, as much as these sheep are, whatever, what's up? This guy's unconcerned. He doesn't care about where his next coin is coming from. And this Page of Cups, again, another sign, another messages. And then the Three of Pentacles is under him. And that's another card of mastery and of the universe coming in to, help us. We're getting some assistance here from the fire behind him, a little passion. Again, the passion of these wands to create and to become master of our destiny. We don't have to actually work that hard if we just listen. So I'm going to leave it at that, except I do want to pull one card from the Kuan Yin deck. And I've been working with Kuan Yin for some time now. Actually, I realize what an influence she has been trying to be in my life for several years since I went on a trip to Hong Kong. And I continue to obsess over this statuette of her. So Kuan Yin, I ask for you to come in and provide a message for me and everybody who watches this video, a meaningful message of compassion and beauty. Compassion is her strength. Compassion is her strength. Kuan Yin, what are the messages that you have for us today? As we sit and work with these cards, and we continue to meditate on them as we move through the evening. I'm in my backyard, so it's somebody's maybe doing some fall cleaning. Kuan Yin, what are the messages that you have for us to help us listen in to what support our higher power has for us? And it is the Yin Empress, which is the number 40. So that number came up again. The Death card, although it's number 13 in the deck, 1 and 3 is the number 4, and that's a card of stability. And we'll add up the numbers as well. But the number 40 is the card, the Yin Empress. So I'm guessing that has again, and pointing us to, going within. Going within, not without. The Yin Empress. The Yin Empress brings peace, prosperity, and success to her beloved devotees. Your soul purpose includes healing and empowerment of the divine feminine. Again, that place of receiving, receiving messages. You gain power, assistance, and untold blessing in following your soul purpose. You are lifted and supported in your sacred work now. Healing with the Yin Empress. I won't read the whole thing, but sit quietly with your eyes closed and imagine that you can journey within your heart on the breath, riding it like a wave. As you enter into the heart, you become aware of how endless the space is within the heart. It is dark, open and peaceful, supportive and empty. There is a sense that it extends endlessly, this peaceful, empty space filled with love and presence, above you and below you, and before you and behind you, and to the left and to the right of you. Feel how it is eternal and peaceful, that it does not force or fight, and yet it is always there. Imagine any struggle or issue being released into this darkness, consumed by it, and it ceases to exist. The bliss that you feel in recognition of this opens your heart, and you allow yourself to be held in this space and spiritually fed. Complete your healing with the prayer below if you choose. Divine Yin Empress, Mother of Compassion, Kuan Yin, Om Namaha, peace, grace, light, and feminine power infuse your being within my heart now. May I be a vessel, the vessels that this star card has. May I be a vessel of the grace and healing of the divine feminine. May I live my soul truths on this planet. May fear and anger be softened with love. Soul truths, authenticity. May I find the true nature of my spiritual power, and may I align with you, beloved, and to eternal grace of divine love. My devotion to the Yin Empress and her wish for all beings to be spiritually free grows in my heart now. I receive your love and protection. Om Mani Padme Hum. So, this is the first card that came out, and it came out pretty quickly. It's, again, that card of being freedom, of complete freedom. Listen. Where is your path of freedom? Listen and go with them. So I will do my yoga practice, a few more things. Like I said, do some more meditation. And if anything else comes up for me for the cards, I will post to Instagram later. The link is in the description. And thanks for joining me.